Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum students. Hope you all are fine by the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Today we will start unit number 9, that is physical and chemical changes. As we have learned earlier that matter exists in 3 different forms that we call solid, liquid or gas. These are known as 3 states of matter. Every material is made up of tiny particles known as atoms or molecules. To know the material depends on how strongly its particles stick together. How well the particles stick together depend on the material, temperature and the pressure. Moving to page number 104. Here we have differences between solids, liquids and gas. We can recognize the matter, whether it is solid, liquid or gas, by their different properties. Solids have definite volume, and that is fixed volume. Liquids also have definite volume, while the gas does not have definite volume. It always fills the container in which it is poured. Then the second difference is solids have definite shape. Liquids attain the shape of their container. Gases become the same shape as their container. They take the shape of the whole container. The third difference, particles of solid are packed closely, while the particles of liquids are not as close as solid, and particles of gas are far apart. Fourth difference between these are forces of attraction between the particles of solid is very strong, while the force of attraction between the particles of liquid is quite strong but not as much as solid. Force of attraction between the particles of gas are very weak. Fifth difference, solids have a high density, that is mass upon volume. They are solid. Liquids have medium density and gases have low density. Sixth difference, solids cannot be easily squashed or compressed. Liquids are not easily squashed or compressed, while gases can be easily squashed or compressed. 7 differences, solids expand slightly when heated, liquids expand quite a lot when heated, while gases expand greatly when heated. And the last difference is solids do not flow, liquids flow easily, gases flow easily and diffuse or spread easily. Whether a material is solid, liquid or gas depends on the arrangement of their energy. Here is the diagram of particles of solid and how the particles of liquid and gases are arranged. You can easily understand their bonding, the spaces between them. If they are close to each other, they can easily attract the other atom or particle. If they are far apart, they cannot attract the other particle easily. Moving to page number 106, there are physical changes. Alter a material without changing its chemical makeup is known as physical change. Or in other words, the particles in the material do not change, only the way they are arranged or their energy changes. So no new substance is formed. The word we use to describe physical change includes cutting, crushing, grinding, bending, breaking, melting, freezing, boiling, condensing or dissolving. These are the words that can describe a physical change of any substance. A change of a state is a physical change in which a substance changes from solid to liquid or liquid to gas or gas to liquid or back again to its original form. These are reversible changes. Like you can see in the diagram, when a solid is heated, its particles gain more energy and then they vibrate more. This weakens the force which holds the solid together and make it expand. At a certain temperature, the particles have enough energy to break free from each other. This is called melting. The temperature at which the solid particles lose their force of attraction or their bonding and they become mobile or movable, so their arrangement break and they turn into liquid. When the liquid is heated, the particles get energy. More energy, the particles move faster, the bond between them weaken or break. At that moment, at that certain temperature, you can say the particles have enough energy to break their bond. This is called the boiling point of the liquid, and the liquid at that temperature, the liquid turns into a gas. The arrows in the diagram above are pointing in both directions. Blue ones are showing the change of a state while cooling, and the red ones are showing the change of a state while heating the material. You can easily understand when solid is heated, it melts into liquid. When liquid is heated, it boils and changes into gases. The blue one arrows are showing that the gas, when it is condensed or it is placed anywhere where it cools, it changes into liquids, and when liquid is placed in freezer, it freezes and changes into solid, that is ice. Moving to reversible reactions. Reversible reactions are those reactions in which you can get back the same material like physical changes. As you have seen, if we place the water in the freezer, it turns into solid, and when we place it back or take it out from the freezer, it turns back to the water. These are reversible reactions in which the material do not change or no new substance is formed. Here we have example of blue crystals of copper sulfate. When they are heated in a test tube, water in the form of steam is given off that is collected in other bottle. The white powder called anhydrous copper sulfate is left in the tube. Anhydrous mean without water. If few drops of water are added to the anhydrous copper sulfate, then the blue crystal are formed again. The symbol arrow means the change of reaction is reversible. If you are heating the blue copper crystal, they are turning into white copper sulfate plus water. And when you combine that water back to the anhydrous copper sulfate, it turns back to the copper sulfate blue crystals. And another example on this page is about nitrogen dioxide. When it is heated in a closed flask, its color becomes lighter and lighter until 620 degrees Celsius. The gas is totally colorless. This is because it has broken down into nitric oxide and oxygen, both of which are colorless gases. When the flask is cooled, the nitric oxide and oxygen recombine and the flask is again filled with the brown gas. These both are the reversible reactions. You can get back the same material again by cooling or heating or the change of temperature. Next topic is chemical changes. Chemical changes are not reversible like physical changes. In chemical changes, one or more new substances are formed and it is not easy to reverse the process. When iron rust or the toast burn or we boil an egg, new chemical compounds are formed. During photosynthesis or respiration, new substances are formed. These are chemical changes which are also known as chemical reactions. In a chemical change or chemical reaction, four things happen. A new substance is produced which usually look quite different from the substance you have started with. Energy usually heat energy is given out or taken in during the reaction. It means if you are going to do any physical chemical reaction, you need to provide heat, or either it will release heat. The change may be impossible to reverse. If you have boiled the egg, you cannot convert it into the raw egg. In other words, most chemical changes are non-reversible. Also, the atom of each element combine in different ways. The same atoms that were there at the start are there at the end of the reaction. Because of this, the total mass stays the same. This is the end of lecture number 1. Hope you have understood the lecture. See you soon with another lecture. In case of any query, you can ask in Google Classroom. Jazakallah.